Welcome to Brief Me. This is the continuation part of the teaching aptitude tutorials. In this particular video, levels of teaching and basic requirements and different types of teaching will be discussed. First one, level of teaching. Levels of teaching involves three types. First one is memory level or thoughtless teaching. In this thoughtless teaching, the student doesn't have any thoughts. It is like a autocratic approach. Like a teacher is the only person, or teacher will be an active person. He will guide the students in a particular line. Students should follow the instructions of the teacher and memorize the data which given by the teacher. So memorizing is the only factor in it. There is no any thinking or thought should be there. Simply we can say that it is the process of by hearting. Next thing is understanding. It is a thoughtful teaching. The presentation of information will increase the imagination and grasp the idea along with a clear understanding of the content, involves democratic teaching and include real life problems. In this approach, student and learner both are active. How teacher will interact with the student the same way, in the same way the student will also interact with the teacher also. Here he can know the concept because he can ask the doubts, because he is an active person along with the teacher, right? So he can ask any doubts to the teacher. By asking the doubts, by clarifying his doubt, he can have the clear understanding on the concept and the content. So it is a thoughtful teaching because he has the clear understanding on the content. So he can understand the real life problems and the real life scenarios when he knows the concept and the depth of the content. So next one is a reflective upper thoughtful teaching. It is a combination of both memory and understanding levels. Mainly it is a problem centered. Here also teacher and student both are the active persons only, but student use his critical and logical thinking while solving a real time problems. Teacher will give some real time problems to the student, and student will use his own critical and logical thinking skills, interpersonal skills, to solve that particular real time problem. So not only solve the problem, he can rise the problem also. So there is a two essential features of this teaching approach. By using this upper thoughtful teaching, a student can rise the problem, at the same time he can solve the problem. Basic requirements involve teacher, who is the captain of ship, subject, what subjects we are going to discuss in the classroom is very important, and it should be known by teacher and student. Learner is the main thing here. The everything we done here for the right outcome and effective outcomes from the performance of the learner only. Next one is infrastructure, in the sense of student having the right textbooks, pens, compass, and or whatever maybe he needs to learn something. Those are called the infrastructure. When in the sense of teacher, chalks, uh, blackboards, projectors, everything, these are the infrastructure. Next one is learning environment. A right learning environment, that means having the comfortable environment is very important. For the classroom, there should be right ventilation and air, a free flow of air should be there. Right lighting should be provided. So these all will make the classroom environment comfortable and flexible for the teaching learning process. Next one is good relation between teacher and learner. Free flow of communication and interaction between the teacher and learner only establish the good relation between them. When teacher and learner interact with each other in a free flow, then only the good relation between the teacher and learner will be established, and they should avoid the hesitation to communicate with each other. Discipline. both the teacher and student should maintain some discipline and the standards in the classroom. Different types of teaching approaches. First one is autocratic teaching or teacher centered or content centered teaching, where teacher is an active person and student is an inactive person. Student have to follow all the instructions of the teacher, nothing else he have to do. He doesn't have any particular interpersonal skills to be used in the classroom. He just have to memorize the what teacher is teaching. Second one is democratic teaching or learner centered or student centered. Along with the teacher, students also active in this particular approach. They can communicate, they can suggest the teacher, they can discuss with the teacher or ask any type of doubts to the teacher if they have, and get clarified with that and go with the content in further. So third one is laissez-faire teaching approach is teacher will divide the students into the groups and he will give a particular concept to discuss. Students will discuss with each other, each group will discuss with another group. They will take a particular initiative or role in that and they will discuss on that particular concept. So if they have any doubts regarding that, everything will be clarified by the teacher if student needed, and all other tasks or discussions will be done by student only. Teacher will not involved in it. Next one is a participative or interactive teaching approach. Simply we can say that it's a role play. So every student will be involved in it. Some will involved as a role player and some will involved as a observer. So like case studies, so what are the real problems they have, those problems will be given by the teacher to the student. Student will play or will analyze the situation and come up with the possible outcomes. Next one is a dynamic teaching approach. Dynamic teaching approach is simply we can say that learning by doing. If for example lab experiments, lab sessions we have in the colleges and schools, teacher will give the lab sessions and they have equipment everything and students will work on it. By working on it they will know the real time situations and they will experience the real time scenarios of the learning concepts. So that is a dynamic teaching. Static teaching approach, simply there is no any moment in it. Student will sit at a particular place and listen everything what teacher will give the information. For example, we have the some of Indian maps or world maps are there on charts and those charts will be fixed on the walls of schools. Teacher will locate each and every state or country and explain the brief details about it. So this is one of the example for the static teaching approach. There is no any movement or there is no any traveling or going through somewhere or role playing like that. It is simply just sit and learn approach. That's all about the video. Thank you so much for your love and support. Please stay connected with Brief Me and please like, share and subscribe our channel.